The war ended for the town in a single day, but for the children inside the wire, it only changed shape. At dawn they lined up for counted footsteps, for thin soup, for silence. The fence did not move, yet it kept taking more than freedom. It took names, birthdays, and the memory of ordinary mornings. Mila had been 7 when soldiers arrived at her village. She remembered the blue bowl at her mother's table, the smell of bread, and the last time her brother laughed before the trucks came. In the camp she learned a different calendar. Morning meant inspection. Noon meant waiting. Night meant listening for boots in the mud. She stopped asking when they would go home, because every answer felt like a lie. Across the yard, an old tailor who had been separated from his family stitched torn sleeves with thread pulled from a blanket. He told the children that even ruined cloth had a kind of future if someone refused to throw it away. A woman from the next barracks taught them to count in her language and in Mila's, as if 2 sets of numbers could defend them from being forgotten. Small acts of care passed quietly from hand to hand, hidden as if they were contraband. One winter, a guard noticed Mila drawing houses in the dirt. Instead of erasing them, he said nothing and walked on. For days she kept drawing the same street with the same window, always open. The other children gathered around it, adding doors, trees, a market stall, a dog. The camp did not become less cruel, but the drawing gave them a place where the fence had not yet arrived. Months later, a list was read aloud. Some names belonged to soldiers who would be exchanged under rules that at last recognized who they were. Other names belonged to civilians, families, and children who had never held a weapon, yet had been locked inside the machinery of persecution all the same. Mila's was on the second list. No one celebrated at first. Leaving the camp felt too much like entering a dream that could break if spoken too loudly. On the road away, she looked back once. The barbed wire was only metal against the sky, but it had shaped years into fear. She understood then that war can imprison the body long after the fighting ends, and that some of its deepest crimes are committed against those who never chose the battle at all. When Mila finally reached a school again, she sat at a wooden desk and touched the smooth surface as if it were fragile. The teacher asked each child to write their name. Mila wrote hers carefully, then added the name of her brother, her mother, the tailor, and the woman who taught counting, so they would not vanish into the silence that war had tried to make permanent.